Welcome back to Look Up Business. You are watching Look Up TV. My name is Simbalaja Charles Kiage. Let's delve into that conversation then. And I want to take you back to 2020 at the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. The tourism and hospitality sector across the world essentially plunged. Nothing was going on in the tourism and hospitality sector. And the first places that we did expect job losses and mass layoffs, the tourism and hospitality sector was leading. It was during that period when it essentially died in Kenya, when we kept on asking ourselves the questions, what can we do better? Because then if we're telling people you can meet so that we can market this thing so you can travel, then we gotta do it a bit different. And you would imagine that there are a lot of inventions that came within that period. And yes, indeed, there were so many. The tourism and hospitality sector picked a lot of lessons. And one of those lessons then that you could pick was maybe you could use social media to sell properly within the tourism and the hospitality sector. Today, we are pleased to be joined by Philip Mtesa, who's the General Manager, TravelTube. Now, TravelTube was one of those inventions, you could say, within the COVID-19 pandemic that came up to fill the gap that was left for the challenge in the tourism and hospitality sector. I do have him in the studio. Philip, how are you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. Welcome. So for every other person who's listening to you now, briefly before we talk about who TravelTube is and why you're studying it, can you take us back to 2020? For you now, what was the biggest lesson that you picked from 2020 in as far as the tourism and hospitality sector is concerned, and from a marketing perspective, you would say, Philip?
Yeah, okay, thank you for that. So what I would say is that 2020 was really hard in terms of tourism sector because there was a lot of job loss, massive job loss. So that's when the idea of the TravelTube comes in, right? Yeah. How can we get this information out in there?
Yes.
How can it be placed, and what are the channels that can be used? And then by then, we realize that Africa now, we are able to have the smartphones. Yeah, we have internet. Then how can we leverage that?
Yes.
And that's how the TravelTube comes. We say that my career life is from creative industry. That's the video production. So my idea was why we have the other platform that just do the print, the digital, but there's no video, there's no real thing that people want to see. If I want to go to airport, what are the things I need to know? Can I have that information? So that's how the TravelTube comes. And our idea was to inform. Yeah, inform. Information was the first thing that we wanted to put across.
Yes.
And then we also inspire, because tourism is about experience. And that experience now, our motion, our vision is now inform, inspire, and enable travelers. So that's how we start up the
TravelTube then comes in. Now, here's a promise that you're looking at TravelTube in this sense then. You're looking at it from somebody who's going to go in and then get to see the videos that are on it, learn destinations, learn different services, learn different, because the tourism and hospitality sector is quite broad. And then you're saying there's also a content creator who you're saying also that you can actually get to make money from TravelTube. So can you talk to me about these two people that you're targeting? You're targeting a content creator. According to you, who is a content creator on TravelTube, and who is your target client on TravelTube?
Okay, thank you for that. So what I say that TravelTube, the first, if you go to the TravelTube, you get information center.
Yes.
That's where people we target there is content creators. This is from cultural, like museums in Africa. That's our main target because they have not digitized their information. Nobody knows information about places to visit, the cultural. So that's our target. And these people are any other person who willing to tell stories in the cultural aspect or the museum stories. And then we have the restaurants. Yeah, the restaurants, there are so many, what call the African cuisines, the food, the African food, how to prepare them. Those are also, we call the local foods, the street foods
Yes.
in Africa. Those are the people who also we are looking for. Those are the content people we want to bring on the TravelTube.
Yes.
And then now we want now the overall the tourism sector in terms of the tourism board in Africa to come in that, because we are giving them platform where they can show what Africans are, especially each countries. Kenya, for example, because that's where we're going to set our head office in Kenya.
Yes.
So we want them to come in and give people a platform where they can get all the information about the traveling and tourist.
Yes, I like the way, but just before we came on air, I like the way you put it to me, Philip. You said, look here, when the Tourism Board of Kenya or the Ministry of Tourism in Kenya decides to do one ad, I will tell you now, or pick an ambassador in this country, it takes a lot of money. A lot of money at once, and you said, what are the places where they can take this ad? We talked about TV, we talked about maybe on their websites, and then we talked about YouTube as well, which is the most popular now in terms of those YouTube streaming services across the world. Then you say, this one doesn't make economical sense because it's one, and using all these monies to put it outside there, as opposed to creating a platform and supporting a pool where we will get everything. Could you talk to me about that aspect? Why don't you think that YouTube essentially or TV now would be a good place for maybe Kenya maybe to look into advertising their content?
Yeah. So the reason is that the TravelTube is now going to be, it is a social media platform.
Yes.
That somebody can download on their phone, on their laptop. And then when you have that, it means we have what's called the content creators, influencer inside the TravelTube.
Yes.
So instead of making a lot of money to do, okay, it is good to do good videos, yeah, and that's a process. But now, when you put it on a platform, you put it on a TV, it will run for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then it's done. And then you go to YouTube, it will be there, and the viewership, nobody will have to go like, I want to see what tourism board does this year. If somebody wants to look, even they don't know, they will just see some videos which is not related to the travel.
Yes.
To the what we call the travel industry.
Yes.
But now the TravelTube will give them a platform, and then the reach that we are going, because we are a global, the African platform for social media. So here, everybody in this platform can use this content, and it will spread to the global. So people can see it. It makes sense rather than you put it on a YouTube. In fact, if you can go what they did last year and you have a look, the viewership is too minimal in terms of how many people view that content. But if we have the TravelTube platform where everybody, we have influencers, we have videographers, we have tour guides, we have hotel, restaurants, they can also promote this through their phone. They don't need to look for anything like in their phone. They have the platform.
Yes. But here's the thing, you're painting a picture of your first partners then would be the business people within the tourism and hospitality sector, the ones who are running these businesses. And then you're saying the other people that you're targeting then in terms of being content creators on TravelTube are these people who maybe travel around to enjoy these places, and they may want to share whatever it is they've seen in these places they are in Africa for any other person then who wants to get the same experience as the ones that they want to get. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly, because in the platform we have what information center. We have Explore. Explore is you personally, you have the TravelTube in your phone.
And
go to Masai Mara, you want to tell people the real experience you experienced there. You will use your phone and do it and post it. It is part of experience. So it will take everyone with the YouTube on their phone to share their experiences, to give people details of hidden gems in the cities or in Africa generally. So that's how massive TravelTube is going to change how the information in the travel industry, or we call the tourism industry.
Yes.
It is very, very massive because it will encompass everyone, including hotels, restaurants, cultural values, sites, even activities, tourism activities that companies or what called the partners or stakeholders want to hold. In terms, maybe people want to go to Chabi Desert.
Yes.
Yeah, in Marsabit.
Yeah.
They want to see the culture. The TravelTube will help you to reach a massive population.
Somebody asked this question, the user experience, especially when you look at what the current competitors will do in the market, and I'm talking about these other video streaming services in the country or with a presence in the country, like Facebook and YouTube. What they've done essentially on the platforms is that they've enabled these things that we call channels, where if you're able to subscribe to tourism channels, then the content that you're receiving from there is essentially on tourism. Do you see that as a competition for you? Because then you're looking at YouTube and they have a massive presence, and there are already people or channels that are doing that. On TravelTube, it's going to be essentially about tourism, but the segmentation, how do you figure the segmentation that's going to make me not go to YouTube, Philip, and then say, let me go to TravelTube? What is this X factor in it?
Okay, that is very, very important. The point that we are going to control the narratives. Mm-hmm. Okay, if you go to YouTube, yes, they will send you the information of tourism, but they don't tell you the narrative of the stories. Yeah, mm-hmm. So our African stories need to be told by Africans. And that's why we are coming up with the TravelTube, so that we give you all information. Yes, the YouTube will give you the kind of the tourism information that you need, but are they fixing the problem that missing information? Mm-hmm. Yeah. They will give you the information like the tourism board of mm-hmm. Tanzania did a video of the advertisement. Those what will come. But now, do you know domestic tourism in Kenya? How do you go there? How do you go there? What are the best ways to go? Do you want to go through local guiders, through travel agencies? So these informations need everybody in the tour industry to tell that story. So ours will not it will help you now to have exact story not the general tourism, but what you want to see. Yes. You want to see hotels. You want to know where to get the choma, the best choma in the world. You want to know where to go for relax. You want to know where you want to go for desert. Mm-hmm. You want to go for Masai Mara. Yeah, you want to go for wildlife. You want any activity. It will be targeting what you want. You want to know how to get visa fast in Kenya, or how do you want to go to Tanzania? What are the things you need to know before you go? So our platform will help you now to have the specific information that you are looking for. But the YouTube will give you the general. Mm-hmm. But for us, we're going to give you
it is more curated, isn't it?
We have curated that information to fit what you are looking for.
Yeah. Yes. So, so somebody is listening to you and saying, if I own a business, and maybe I have the best nyama choma joint, probably in Kajiado somewhere, and I want to sell my restaurant on TravelTube. As a business owner, how do I become a content creator? And for somebody who's traveling, Philip, and the leisure is just to move around, and they come up with these activities, they're together over the weekends to explore these places, and they say, I think I can make a buck out of this activity. How do they also become a content creator? How do you qualify to become a content creator on TravelTube?
So basically, for you to become a content creator in our platform, that is content creator, we have tour guides, we have tour services.
Yes.
There's a process. We have a process that you have to follow, and that guideline, we have to take you 24 hours to 48 hours for you to be approved.
For you to get approved.
And you have to meet the standard quality that you have put. That you are a registered company, these are the qualifications we need. You have to present that to us, and then we approve it. We have a team that will be looking at that. So anybody can be a content creator, but there must be a process. But we also give you a chance as someone who you want to travel, you came to Kenya and you just want to post your experience. We give you that. You do it on your phone. You don't need someone to come. Just use your phone and then post your experience, what you enjoy. So that's how we put our content creator in check.
Are you envisioning that this platform is going to carry advertisements as well across the platform? And if that is going to be the revenue generating formula, Are you going to take up every other ad, or is it going to be an ad just within the tourism and hospitality sector?
As per now, what we're looking is that it will be the ad that targeting the tourism industry. But you know, business is dynamic. Yeah, changes may come at the middle, at the end, or anytime that we feel that people need more, then we can adjust that. And another thing on TravelTube that you mentioned, that we have what called the travelers. The travelers is called, we call it a T-Connect. A T-Connect is where you want to travel to Ethiopia, yeah? So we give you options that, I'm single, I want to travel. Hey, Tessa, I'm traveling to Ethiopia at the same time, I'm single. Can we catch up? And then we can connect on the platform, and we go on the same destination. So that's also another thing that we have, another element of the TravelTube that is very, very important. And you can use it to meet people, go places that you can say, I want someone to take me, or you will be taking someone. So it is a social, again, section that TravelTube is offering, so that you can also experience with other people. You don't, we are couple, yes, we too, we are couple, let's catch up. So that's also another thing that we call it a T-Connect.
T-Connect,
yeah.
Pretty much. You spoke about where it is currently in Estonia, and you're saying that even within the app, you envision to offer services within the tourism and hospitality sector. Case in point, you even mentioned on delivery services, you know, within that particular sector. Maybe you want to deliver food or packages within it. Could you tell me how it is coming so far in Estonia? And that model, do you see it hitting success numbers right here within the country?
Yes, I'll say because on the TravelTube we have what we call Partner Central. The Partner Central, we have the restaurants, we have delivery services, we have what we call influencers or brand ambassadors, and we have videographers. In these sections now, this is now the generation of revenue. We deal B2 business. We don't charge commission on the other hand. As long as you're on the TravelTube, if you have the platform, you can order the food, and you connect to the restaurant direct. There is no middleman. We have removed the middleman. We removed the commission. So as long as the restaurant has been registered on the TravelTube, you can order the food and you get the delivered to your door. Yes.
And this is born out of, I know this restaurant is selling this. I've seen the marketing and I want it. So can I get to order it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So that's one element. The other element is that we have influencers in the partners. Influencers and what we call the brand ambassadors. These people, they have massive followers in which area they are targeting. If they are in our TravelTube platform, they will influence people. And that is translated to generation of revenue. And then we have the videographers. This because our platform is more into visual. That's why we have the videographer sections. That's why it's going to help people. Like you're traveling from Canada, you want to come to Kenya, you're on our platform. You connect with our videographer on the platform. You see a list of them and you decide, oh, this is the guy who's giving me the best rate. And you click. That the guy will go with you to where you want to go. So he will follow you, because these are the information that the tourist normally, I want to go to Dubai, who is going to capture my moments? So we have that platform there. We have the videographer already there. You're coming to Kenya and you have already booked hotel and say, I don't like the hotel food. I want to taste the street foods. I want to enjoy the cultural food. And then you go to our platform and order the food there. And you don't get charged. There's no middleman. You talk directly to the restaurant. You tell them what you want. You tell them, okay, bring the food and drop on the staircase or on the door or ring me. So it's all round. So the TravelTube is solving the problem that the tourists really are facing.
But the biggest challenge again, and I think you're conversant with that, Tessa, is that if you speak to local tourism, I'm talking about domestic tourism as well, majority of people have got no idea where they would actually get to go and travel the country and also experience the country in that whole sphere. How do you think TravelTube is going to solve that? Because that has been a big challenge. Eh?
It's a big challenge, and that's why we have the TravelTube. Now it will no longer be a challenge because we have the solution for that. Yeah, we're going to have everyone who willing to tell story of the local domestic tourism. If you want to tell your story in your locality, in your community, where you come from, we will give you the process of being a content creator on our platform, and you start telling people in your area, in your locality, what the hidden gem in that area, what are the places to go, so we are solving domestic tourism in a click of your phone. You just do this and you say, oh, Kisumu, what are the places to go to? I'm in Laikipia, what are the places?
What are the places to go to?
Yes, and what are the restaurants here? And what are the hidden gems? What are the places, cool places to just go and relax? You know, there's some people just want to go and relax. They don't want phone, they don't want internet. They just want to go to relax. Those are the hidden gems. So we will work with everyone who has the TravelTube to make sure that they share the experience, they share the travel industry, the travel information that they have in their locality to the global. That's the goodness.
That's the goodness. Yes. Let's go back a little bit. But my director tells us that we have 5 minutes, so let me just squeeze the next questions in the next 5 minutes. If you look at the partnerships that you're looking forward to, how is the reception on the ground? Because we do know that the biggest challenge for local tourism as well has been the marketing aspect. Could you talk to me about the partnerships you're looking to get into, the ones that you've been in so far? How has the reception been? And the next one is, since 2020 up to now, what gives you the optimism, Mtesa, from where you're sitting there as a general manager, that indeed this is an idea that is already taking effect in the country?
So I'll start. Last 3 months, we have a meeting with restaurant associations.
Yes.
And what they told us is that most restaurants are not happy with the commission on the both sides that are being charged. And then we told them, when they go through the TravelTube, we remove the middle people. They were like, this is what working for us. They told us, this is what should be work for us. You design this platform to work for the business, the restaurant owners, because we have removed that. So it is something that people love. Like, the reception has been good. People really like the idea of our platform in terms of the information. And we also had a meeting with the museum. We told them, you have not digitized the information for museums. Where can someone get that information? And say, yes, then we are here. And so they are really happy to partner with us in terms of digitizing the information of museum to the global, so people can have that information. So our reception has been very good, and we hope that immediately everything starts rolling out, we'll be looking to a global game changer in social media and tourism industry.
Could you paint for me a picture over the past 2 years? You've seen how the platform has grown from both consumers who just want to come on the platform and know the places to go to, and then content creators who know that indeed now you come on board here, you can make a buck out of the information that you give to the consumers of the platform. Could you paint for me your picture in the next 5 years, going by the 2 years that you've been in business? Actually, not even 2 years exactly. It's been one year and a couple of months, isn't it? We're in the last quarter of this year, regardless. But could you paint for me that picture? What do you envision TravelTube to be in Africa, essentially, and to be more specific, right here in the country?
So I see for the last 2 years, we have been really doing massive work. Our first operation was Estonia, and then we realized that the Africa, we are missing something like that. So what we are envisioning for TravelTube in the next 2 years is we want to look for, we're looking for 1 billion people to be on the platform. And that will give us a bargaining point to work with the governments, the institutions, the tourism as the Africa generally, to help sell the African content and also to sell the African tourism industry.
Yes.
Because tourism is really a very huge aspect of domestic generation of income. So it will be very huge for us. Yes.
Pretty much. Philip Mtesa, thank you very much for coming to look at business. Guess what? I'm going to download it. I also need places to go, especially around. Sometimes I wake up in the morning, I'm like, is there any other place close to me where I could go? Guess what? TravelTube it is. I'm going to check it out. Thank you very much for creating time.
And also, you can also, our platform is free. You can download it on the Play Store.
It's Play Store, that is TravelTube, and you can actually get to see exactly what is on board, isn't it? Guess what? I'm on it after this. Now, you do know, looking for a place to go, you do know what to do. If you're one of those who are thinking about what will happen this weekend, TravelTube is one for you. And you're thinking that I go places, I've got a hotel, I can sell this content. Guess what? You are already a content creator as per the terms of TravelTube. We're in a conversation with Philip Mtesa, who is the general manager, TravelTube. I'll see you next week for another episode. Goodbye. That is Look at Business.